Hello there, welcome to Jim's Cantina. As you know, if you're a subscriber to my channel, this video is exactly the same as every other video I do, except I have a drink, and a lot of the time I have a guest, and look, I have with me today my good friend Stoney Magnum. How are you, my friend?
I'm so good. I've been waiting to get on here for how long has this been going? Months?
Months.
Years?
I didn't used to do like chats. It used to just be me talking about whatever I fancied in
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Wars, and then I just kind of like, this is the perfect place for me to get together with people I like and just talk and do the same thing just on video with them.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
yeah, and like you and I, we're always crossing paths, and like we've been on other people's, like both been on Sam's little chats as well,
Yep.
and we've been on live streams and stuff, but we've never had a chance. I mean, we have because we talk a lot, but we've never had a proper chance to sit down and talk on a channel. So here we are.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I really
Hey,
appreciate
man,
it.
of course. Like, it feels like it's been too long. Like, you should have probably been on here before probably everybody else. But hey,
We're all
don't
friends. We're all
don't tell Paul I said that.
Well, yeah. I wasn't sure how to prepare this, so I've got a Chewbacca water and a red wine R2D2. Wait,
Nice.
what scale are we on?
Start with the red wine. That's what I say.
All right.
Yeah. I'm just chugging Monster at the moment because it's Sunday and I'm struggling. I have zero idea what we're going to talk about. Normally I have like an idea, or like the last one I think I did with Nat, and we talked about Ahsoka Tano for an entire hour, which was quite impressive.
That was an interesting conversation. I actually listened to that. If people haven't listened to that, go listen to that, because as someone who's a huge Ahsoka fan as well, she's the whole reason I think I got back into Star Wars after a while.
Nice.
And it was nice listening to that. Just people really fucking love her from all sides of this fandom. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Go on, sorry, I don't want to talk over you.
Sorry, no, I saw her. She posted. She had like a video chat at some point with with Ashley at some point. She's just like, oh!
I know, like I really want to meet Ashley so bad. I'm fingers crossed. Fingers crossed she's coming to Celebration.
Oh, she's. I think she's been there for like the last all of them.
Yeah, but it's easier when it's in America. Now it's
true.
Obviously the UK.
True.
You're coming over for that, right?
I am. Yes, my first celebration.
Mine too. Isn't that ridiculous? Like,
I mean, it's expensive to go to the States, man.
Tell me about it. I'm there next month.
Oh, you are? Damn. Yeah. It's expensive, especially for something like that. Oof. No, I'm so happy that it's finally going on in London again. I've been dreaming about going to this since I was since I can remember myself, since I knew this was a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to come over there and meet all of you. I've already talked to some Saber people that are going, just we're doing a fucking lightsaber meetup. We're just gonna stand there and make flow videos together for a couple of hours. And
that would be sweet.
You, Sam, Paul, we got everybody is coming, and I cannot wait to meet everybody, because it's been
everybody's going to be there. Nat, Izzy, Cal, it's good. Jesse, even the American people, they're all coming over for it too. So it's going to be, it is going to be massive, and it's going to be crazy to see everybody in person. Finally meet everybody.
And everybody in a day or a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. It's so I haven't met loads of people from our little community. I don't using the word community. It feels horrible, but I've met a couple, but it is going to be all of us in one room together at the same time. It's going to be amazing.
And I think I'm going to try and I'm going to tell work I'm going to be off for at least a week. I'm just going to stay there for a week, because again, there are so many of you guys in the London area. Stay there. Just hit you guys up. Go down to Scotland. Hit up Sam while I'm there.
Just do it. Why not?
Yeah, it's so dumb because like you guys are all right like across the pond for me. It's literally like a 2-hour flight from here, so it's just like
Yeah,
it's been a long time coming.
it has. It's going to be nice. It's not going to be like a normal Comic-Con. I mean, I don't know. Like for those people that don't actually know, Stoney's from Iceland. So, do you get many Comic-Cons in Iceland?
None.
There it is.
We have one called Midgard, which is hosted by the One Nerd Store in Iceland,
Right.
and it's been cancelled for the last 3 years because of COVID reasons.
Oh, COVID.
So, and it was like it went on for 2 years, and that's the only 2 years in the history of this island that we've had any sort of convention like that.
Wow.
And it was super small, but oh my god, I was so happy to see so many like Icelandic nerds in one place because I don't know where they're hiding. They're just like everyone's so normal here. We all wear black, and you go outside and you whisper, and no one talks, and it's just like no one's allowed to be like weird. And it's starting to like it was amazing just walking there. It's like, oh, you're wearing a full Tokyo Ghoul cosplay with the fucking tentacles and everything. So like,
Nice.
wow,
I appreciate that.
And it's just like, yeah. So, this will be the third convention I've gone to. So,
Now,
yeah,
see, I do at least 3 a year.
Dude, I wish I could do that. If there were any in my area, I'd drive across the island. I mean, fair enough, that would take me 5 hours. That's not a whole lot, but it's like
It's enough.
Yeah, I really wish I could do that, man. I love the two I've been to. I love it so much.
So the first Comic-Con I ever went to was in 2002. So I've been going to cons for 20 years at this point.
Yeah, I don't think we would have mingled back then. 2002. I was 3 years old. Me.
Yeah. And I was 24.
Not to bring up the age thing.
Yeah.
No, but 2000. Wow, 2003. Damn. I didn't know conventions were a thing back then. I thought they were like a fairly like newish thing.
No, they were. So they've been a thing for quite some time. Obviously, I'm talking back when the biggest stars, like, so the first Comic-Con I ever went to was called Collector Mania, right? And it was in Milton Keynes. And for those of you that don't know what Milton Keynes is, oh, it's horrible. I used to live there. Ugh, it's disgusting. But sorry, John. My mate John lives there. I was born there. He's my best friend, and I'm like, I just shat on everything that he knows. He understands.
He gets it.
He gets it. And it's just a city center. All it is a city center, like a shopping mall, and that's it, right? Everything else around it is getting a bit more popular now, and back then it was actually in the mall. It wasn't in a room. It wasn't anywhere special. It was like there was a big open area in the mall, and that was where the Comic-Con was. And so you had like the second Stormtrooper from the left was there. He was a big deal, you know. Warwick Davis was there because he turns up to everything.
Oh man, I love him so much.
I've met him so many times. It's crazy. And like,
I got to lock eyes with him once. Best moment of my life.
Nice. That's all you need. All you need. So it was small time. Like there was a good few stalls to buy stuff, and there was like 10 or 15 guests there. But then it just kind of blew up, and then I think 2 years after that, we had Elijah Wood there, literally just obviously for Lord of the Rings. And then it just got bigger and bigger to the point that they had to move it out the center because they were like, there's people shopping here. and then the same company started the main ones in sort of London and Glasgow and Manchester. And now there's pretty much, since obviously the dark times of COVID, it's taken a little while to get back to it, but pretty much you can do a Comic-Con a month, I would say. There's at least one a month, no matter what you're into. They get super specific. Like you can go to like supernatural only Comic-Cons.
Yeah, I noticed that. I went to one in the other one I've gone to it's called For the Love of Sci-Fi. It happens in Manchester every year.
Yep.
I went to that 3 years ago now, and they also host like For the Love of Horror, For the Love of this specific thing. It was like, oh,
yep.
Yeah, there's just
they're
they're fans of everything.
They're for the love of wrestling.
Wrestling
convention. And me and my missus had tickets for the Love of Horror this year for next month, but it's literally on the weekend. We've now booked to leave to go to America, so we're like, oh, maybe we can't quite make that, which is a shame because Corey Taylor from Slipknot's going to be there, and I really wanted to meet him.
The band, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure.
Yeah, the band.
The band.
Yes, but yeah, we're flying to America. So
I'm a little bit anxious about the Star Wars Celebration, though. I've got a bit of introverted personality. I know that's weird for someone who has a YouTube channel, but like
I'm exactly the same.
crowds are icky to me. I have a hard time mingling in that, so I'm worried about that because like For the Love of Sci-Fi is it wasn't that big, like at all. Like you could walk a full circle around everything within 20 minutes, and like, but that's kind of what I loved about it as well, because like I met every like actor and famous person who was there because they just walked on the convention floor to get places, because it wasn't like a house. I was in a line, and the guy who played Darth Vader in Rogue One just walked past and gave him a fist bump. Saw what's his name, the guy who plays the Punisher, what's his name, he's
John Bernthal.
Yes, he was just in the middle of everything, talking to everybody. I ran into I partied with Ray Park in the Cantina and the after party, like accidentally talked to his daughter for a few minutes, and like he called her up on stage like later. I was just like, what? And it's just like so like Star Celebration, it's gonna be fucking huge, right?
Yes. So okay, so I also have social anxiety. I have it big time. Like I take tablets for it and everything, like the whole shebang. Like I have therapy for it, everything, right? But Comic-Con's are the one place where I don't get it, because I feel like they're my people.
Yes, exactly.
And I feel comfortable because I'm like, you're all weirdos and nerds like I am, so it's fine. And also because I think it would be different if you were going on your own. Are you bringing your girlfriend with you?
I am, yes.
Great. So, but it would still be, I think, difficult if you guys were just going you two and you didn't know anybody there. I think then
I'm gonna know like half the people there.
Exactly.
Which is why it's so exciting.
Walking into a bunch of friends, mate. So
yeah,
we'll make sure you're all right. And you know what?
Gonna lock eyes with you across the room
and be like, I know you.
Shit.
You look like me.
Yeah.
People seem to enjoy that video that you did.
That was great. I think I lost so many brain cells. I sat in my bathroom with that hairspray, no ventilation. I sat there with like the cloth over, just like a little bit more, a little bit more. Oh no, we gotta get it right.
That was so good. Like, if those of you that haven't seen it, head over to my Instagram, and Stoney's done an impression of me, and it's spot on.
I haven't had the chance to be silly in a long time, so it was a good excuse. I loved that.
It was really funny. I loved it. My missus loved it too. She was like, "That's genius."
Did you ever translate the knuckles?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. What did it say?
You'll have to find out.
I could do it. I'm not gonna do it now.
I was just like, she was like, "What does it say?" And I was like, "Just write something." And she like looked up the Arabic like alphabet, just like wrote stuff on it, and just giggled to herself.
Nice. For those of you that don't know, I actually do have Arabic tattooed on my knuckles because I'm special. That one says Jedi, and that one says Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that video was absolutely quality. We should probably talk about the competition, as we're both here and we're both part of it.
Yeah.
It seems like we should kind of give people an insight if they haven't seen it. As you know, you're on my channel, so you know me, and you know that I do a lot of stuff with Force Sabers, and so does Stoney now, which is very, very cool.
Come a long way.
Yeah. I feel like I had a part in that too. Feels good.
Very much.
And we're with them at the moment. They've started a whole new competition. If you saw the competition before, it was all very much on my channel, with the fighting videos. I can't remember what it's called.
Dueling.
Thank you, dueling. But they're keeping it simple for the current competition. It's all about 30-second lightsaber single person tricks. Whatever you can do, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Tricks, flow, fun editing, anything. Just as long as you show the saber for a little bit and then just do something fun with a lightsaber.
Give
Keep
it a bit
30
of that
seconds.
so we can see the saber or whatever it is that you're holding, stick, broom, whatever, and then just
30 for 30 seconds of your time. You can win a free lightsaber, and I think it was $230 or 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So like, for 30 seconds of your time. Why not?
Yeah, so head over to forcesabers.uk and see more info there. Or head over to Stoney's channel and watch the entire intro video.
Yes. Everything gets explained very well there by the 5 very competent people running this.
We're 2 of them. It's a
yes. It's a shit show. In the best possible way.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see like all the people come in, because I've talked to a bunch of people, and a lot of people are like sending in clips from all walks of the saber life. It's wonderful.
It's cool. It's a nice thing to just bring people together as well, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really fun that we get to do it. There's us. There's Sem's Nerd, you've seen on my channel a dozen times. Sheena, SJ Weathering, and Ben himself from Force Sabers. Because for the longest time, it was just Force Sabers. You would have seen videos on my channel with him in it. No video, just a logo. But I think it was about time that he kind of went, it's just me.
Yeah. I found it so, like, we talked about it, and I found it so interesting that he like wanted to keep up this, like, not the word isn't ruse, but that's the word I'm using. This ruse that it's a company. Yeah, the facade. Thank you. Yeah, the facade of a company. Like, it's, I don't know why you want to do that. Really,
I think there's a few things to it. I think there's an element of protection for yourself.
Yeah,
when you're faceless, you know. But also, like, I think it's different now. But sometimes when people see it's just a single person, they don't have as much faith as they would with a company. You know, but then at the same time, I think the detriment of that is people didn't realize the fact that there was just one guy building all of these sabers by himself, by hand.
Yeah. The first time I had any exposure to them, the first time I got a saber from them, I was under the impression that I thought it was at least 3 to 4 people working in that whole thing.
Me too.
So when I got that product that I got at the time, like, you know, I would have been a lot milder on it if I knew it had been one person. But yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't hate me today. That was not a fun review to watch for.
He's not that guy. You know what, right? He always said to me, he's like, it wasn't the best review I've ever seen, obviously, because you did your thing. Which is, and that's also totally fair enough as well, because it's your channel, it's your thoughts, it's your opinion. But I think what he ended up taking from it is all the things that you said he wanted to improve on, and that made his product better in the end. And I think that's why there wasn't really animosity between you guys, because it was just like
there was none, none. Like, he literally, we've talked about it, and like, unlike other companies that have, or other company that has literally attempted blackmail to get me to remove a review over very, 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 very fair criticism and true criticism, and not even that harsh criticism on a lot of parts, versus this guy who I absolutely, I tore him down. I was having a bad day or something, and like, he's just like, yeah, all right. Not a fun review to listen to, but like, he updated everything I talked about, and he's still doing it today. With every review that I come out with, like, I talk about the I talked about the whole gesture control thing, and he listens to it. I talked about the whole the lack of access to the SD card, and now he's offered me a code to give out. By the way, if you're getting a NeoPixel Saber from Force Sabers, type in the code Stoney, and you'll install a chassis for you for free. Like,
you could also use the code Fulcrum, and they're the same thing.
Like, it's just, dude's he's working, he's listening, he's updating, he's like, it's amazing. Because like a lot of people, he's caring. A lot of these guys are just like, yeah, fuck you, I know better. Sorry, is cursing allowed here?
Cursing's fine, mate.
Fuck yeah, all right, fucking shit. All right, so it's amazing. It's amazing to just work with a guy who is seriously passionate about this and actually like wants to listen and learn, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's what I got. So obviously I've been kind of working with Ben for quite some time now. Obviously I've reviewed a hell of a lot of their lightsabers. His lightsabers. And every time, like, I try to be as honest, as possible, while still being positive, because you'd be like, this isn't for me, or I think this could be better and stuff. And the feedback is taken on board. And like, considering when I did my first review, because I saw me and you are very similar in the aspects of when we see a lightsaber that's different, and we're like, ooh, hello.
Yeah.
That's very different. Because you and I have spoken about this literally just before we start recording. There's a lot of LGT product out there. That's not a bad thing. It's for someone. I've got a bunch of them, but there is a point where you're like, I can get that. Like, if I want that, I can get it easy. Show me something different. Show me something that's off the beaten path.
Yeah.
For you, I know obviously you're a big fan of Revan Sabers over on Etsy.
Woo!
Yeah.
And baby, go check him out.
Mate,
go check him out. All right, go check him out.
The other day, because you posted that thing, you were like, he's put a discount on all of his sabers. I went over there and I was like, there was one with a real nice thin neck, and I was like, oh,
the mechanical looking one.
Yes. I was like, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. It's sold out. It's sold out. And literally, as I was typing all my details in, it's sold out.
Yes.
And I was like, damn it, I wanted that.
I know they still have. By the way, if you're what, I know, when is this coming up? Like soonish?
Tomorrow.
All right. I know at this point they still have a few up, and it's still like, I think it's $130 a pop. So
ridiculous price.
Custom made, handmade, one of a kind lightsabers. Go check their store. All right. It's just Revan Sabers on Etsy. I know it's not about them, but I need to, like, it's.
Oh, hey, mate, listen, right? I'm not about any one company, any one thing. I'm like, wherever you found that you like, that's important,
It's just.
Because again, like we said just before coming on, everybody's here for something different. And like, there are a lot of people, because Revan Sabers are just stunt sabers. There's no sound. They're single LED.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And so that's not for everyone either. But their hilts
are second to none.
Like, incredible. And I nearly bought one of theirs off of you, and then you told me that you wouldn't sell it to me, which is fine.
Dude,
fine.
Dude, I've came so, like, if you would have said yes, I would have regretted it instantly. I'd just be like, oh, but he already said yes. I would have sold it.
I understand that.
I'm so happy you didn't have the money at the time, because like, I would have kicked myself for like, I've sold one Revan Saber out of my whole collection, and like, I miss it dearly.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, because it's a one of a kind. It's not just like we're saying, Force Sabers is all handmade, and that's great, but they're all individual, even when they're the same.
Yeah, but it's also the same design.
Yeah,
it's all like the same.
Your Fallen Prince and my Fallen Prince, same design, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the Revan Sabers, that's one of one. There's no like. I'm not surprised you didn't sell that to me. I'm bummed about it, because it was beautiful, but I understand.
It's amazing.
Although I do still have this literally sat next to me, which is one of yours, which I've done nothing with it.
I've been waiting to see what you're gonna do with that.
I've
been
done
like
nothing
2 months,
with it.
man.
I know, and it's literally just sitting here. So my boars that I bought off you as well, which I fucking adore.
It's a nice saber, isn't it?
I'm getting it slightly weathered, and I'm getting a leather wrap put on it.
Yep,
because it feels
perfect.
like it needs to.
I was debating that for years.
Yeah, this one, I'm going to send it to Sheena actually to get that done as well. So,
yeah,
this one, I'm in an iron about what to do with it because obviously the core's nothing. It's
whack.
Yeah,
absolute whack.
But the look of it is everything I love. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to attempt to make this my first personally installed lightsaber.
I'm honored. Fuck yeah.
Because I'm like, it's very simple. There's no craziness going on in here. So I should be able to do it myself. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be my first, and then I'll have my first own installed lightsaber, and it'll be this one that you used to own. So that's my plan with that.
You know, the top comes off easily, right? Just for ease of taking everything out. Yeah. Yeah, just making sure. I don't think I ever mentioned that.
No. I figured that as soon as I got it. I was like, wait, is this? Good. Oh. And then I was like, have I broken it? No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I really miss doing that. I need to start doing customizing my sabers again. It's really fun. Like,
yeah. See, I'm going to talk to you about something after we've stopped recording because
all right,
there's certain things that I need to keep under wraps for now. But I'm definitely
with a certain partner.
Yeah. So I keep every time I look at this, I'm like, right, I need to start this. I need to start, but I'm like, I need the time. You know, all I need is the time. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is one weekend, I'm going to just sit down one Sunday and just start working on it. I'm going to take the core out and I'm just going to, because I've got most of the bits to do it, just sitting around. So I'm like, yeah, it's going to, and I'm going to, I think I'm going to go Xeno with this.
Yeah.
I quite like Xeno as a rule. I find it nice and easy to use.
Yeah, it's a nice board. Like it's way nicer than I thought I ever thought it would be. I thought it was just going to be the NeoPixel knockoff, but it's nothing wrong with it. I think that saber it's an old I think it's called the Defender Eco from Saberforge. Yeah. And I think it's like an old, so I don't think there's even a chassis in there. You're gonna need a screwdriver to just like jam everything out the bottom, I think.
Sweet. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't even looked.
Yeah.
I just keep looking at it and going, that's really nice. I need to do something with that.
But yeah, there are so many, just to bring us back to that other conversation, there are so many good like sabersmiths out there that are doing this for like Raven Sabers. Like this is pure passion what they're doing. Sure. Like it's a business, but like they could be charging $70 more for these sabers and no one would bat an eye.
No,
like but they're not, because they just like they fucking love doing this. And they just,
and what I would say is everybody does need to check them out and pick something up, because it was very, very close for them not doing this. They got very close to
way too close than they had any right to be, because if there's any company out there in this gig that should not go under, it's them, in my opinion, because they're offering one of a kind, amazingly made lightsabers for such a good price.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many like Kennedy Custom Props. His work is incredible. And like what's his name? Salt Lake Saber Co. Like this. He made one of the sabers from. He made a replica of one of the like sabers in Kenobi in the box that he like picks up.
Yeah.
Like it's
he made one
like
of
those, it's just
huh? He made one of those.
Yeah. And like it looks amazing. It's just there's so many talented people in this community, and not a lot of, and just AZ Sabers, you know, which you know, by the way, you just keep an eye out on them, you know, next month.
Okay.
Just keep an eye. Everybody just. But there's just there's so much passion in this community, and I just don't think it's getting rewarded enough.
I agree. And that kind of does bring us back to Four Sabers, because it's just like that he does this for the love of doing it, and that's why he takes the. I wouldn't say it's criticism necessarily.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, it is constructive criticism. He takes that on, and he strives to do what he can to make it better. Like when I bought my first Saber from him, this takes us all the way back to where I was going originally. I was looking for something a bit different, and I saw the Valkyrie that he had, and I was like, way back when, and I was like, oh, that's a little bit Cal Kestis. I really, really like the look of that. It's got a meaty look to it. I liked how the grip looked. I was like, that's a bit different as well. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And back then, single LED. I can't even remember what soundboard it was. It's the board that only has 2 fonts on it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, but that's what it was. Basically, single LED, very simple soundboard. And within 18 months, he's now on Xenopixel boards, the whole shebang, and access to the SD card, which is important when it comes to NeoPixel Sabers. And it's literally gone from like one extreme to another, and I'm excited to see where he goes next as well.
Yes, I'm excited to see. Like, just I'm like I said, I'm a sucker for all these people with like the passion to do this. I'm so excited to see like more new updates to Sabers, new Sabers. Like, it's great. Valkyrie, that was the one with the bent like curve at the end. Yeah.
No, it's very
all right.
It's very Cal Kestis. It's
I think it's the updated one of the one that I like shat on originally.
Maybe,
but yeah, I think it is.
Maybe, yeah. I always loved it from the day I got it. I loved it, and then from there I got a couple of his sort of budget Sabers as well, because they're really nicely made and they're very good for sparring and doing anything with and stuff. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And obviously, like we were saying, there's a competition. If you spin 30 seconds and you could win, essentially, you could actually win this lightsaber. If you wanted this particular one, which is the Fallen Prince, which has insane amounts of battle damage on it. I know that's not your thing, but that's okay.
Or any other saber on his website. He's offering whatever you want.
Any saber that you want.
I know you'll disagree on this, but may I recommend the Raptor?
See, I will disagree with that. I don't like it. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't understand it.
I love it. I had so much fun watching your review on that one. How do you hold this? How would you use this?
It doesn't make sense. I'm obviously that's not how. I'm like, what do you do? Because then it's pointless, and then that's weird, and so I struggled.
But man,
thankfully, loads of people in the comments were like, "You hold it like you said, like a rapier." Because I was like, "I'm pretty sure you hold it like a rapier," and people are like, "Yes, moron, you hold it like you're fencing because that's the point." I'm like,
"Well, that's the point. That's the point in canonically Star Wars because of Force and lightsaber crystals and all of that reasoning. But if you actually want to use it effectively, like here." Then it's the reason I love it is that if you just hold it like you hold a normal saber, just up at the top, when you are striking, the counterbalance of it going out, when you pull it, when you're pulling back, it gives you that smooth and quicker feel of you tap and pull back because there's a force here.
So you've got a counterbalance.
Yes, exactly.
What some might call a fulcrum.
Yes, some might. But rapier would work. Oh man, it's gonna be great when I come over there for a week. I can finally get you out of the house and actually teach you how to do some moves, man.
Mate, yeah, seriously, because my moves are dog shit. They really are. Like at work, I'm the best.
I've seen some.
No, at work I'm the best, and I'm like, you lot need to be better than that because I'm terrible. I'm like, I can do an Obi-Annie-ish. And I can use my staff a bit, everything's just the figure 8 constantly with the
Yeah.
like extra little. I can throw that bit in anytime I like,
Yeah.
you know. But that's about it. I have been trying to do other stuff. First off, I'm very old, and every time I do that, my shoulder goes nope. Oh, and I'm like, and my wrist. I've noticed pains in my wrist, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't be doing this. But then at the same time, if I do it more, I feel like my body will adjust.
You'll it's practice, man.
Right?
I got to, while I was in the States, I got to hang out with a lightsaber group called the Imperial Legion. That hopefully the video on them is coming out soon. It should have been out a long time ago, but they use a lot of different lightsaber forms, and there's one in particular that like looks very flowy, but you can keep that wrist, and it's all in the wrist and the shoulder, but it's not as intense as like an Obiani and stuff. And I'll probably teach that to you because it's really fun.
I'd like that. I really would. That would be dope. We need to set aside just a day.
Yeah.
Where you and I can just go, because I got a bunch of woods and stuff near my house. We'll just go. We'll just do that for a day.
Oh yeah. Looking forward to it, man. That's gonna be so much fun. I was going over it yesterday. I feel like I'm such a one-trick pony. I think that just happens when you do anything, but I feel like I'm a one-trick pony. But like it's always like, oh yeah, I did this into Obiani, into this, into Obiani. I feel like I'm always just Obiani all around, which
right.
But
enough. Then I saw, did you post, was it on Instagram or was it on TikTok where you were just doing every single variation of Obiani?
Yes.
It was on Instagram, wasn't it?
Instagram, yeah. I just came back.
All your different versions of Obiani, and I'm like, that's not a one-trick pony.
Yeah, I always thought I was, and then I kind of realized after that video, I was like editing it, and then I was like, wait, this is still 2 minutes, and I'm using 2 seconds for every like variation. And I counted them, and I had done with single-handed and dual wielding. I did 26 different versions. I feel like of variations of Obianis, and that's not even counting like the double-bladed version. And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, I can teach. I'll teach.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you're one-trick pony. Are you mad? Like,
it's imposter syndrome.
I'm a one-trick pony because all I do is that. That's all I do every time. I just learned how to do it really fast, so it looks impressive. You know?
Yeah.
That's all.
Exactly.
People have asked me to do it with my other hand. Can't do it. Can't do nothing with the hand. I'm like, nah, it's not happening. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you could teach me how to do something with 2 sabers. I'd like that. That would be dope.
Yeah, that I can definitely do that. I'm looking forward to. My channel is such a weird thing. I've been wanting to move more into the whole lightsaber tutorial thing rather than unboxings and all of that. Like, I've been sitting down and I've been watching and writing like scripts on like I want to like do how to use a lightsaber like X character. And I don't mean like, okay, here's Obi-Wan, so I'm going to teach you Ceresu. Ceresu is built on this, this, and this. Like, no, I want to sit down and just be like, all right, he does this in the movies, the shows, and the comics. Here's a set list of moves that he always uses. I'm going to teach you those moves.
That would be dope.
Or the forms, or the
because you did Ceresu, didn't you?
I did Sheet Show. I've done Sheet Show already, which is like the most basic of like all the forms. And I want to do all 7 forms, and then the Sith variations, dual wielding, Jarkai, blah 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 blah. But I also like I want to do character specific like move sets. You know, I need to do that. I want to do that. I want to teach people how to use lightsabers. It's so fun.
Like, yeah, please do that. Please, because then I can do it.
Well, yeah, because like that's the thing exactly. Like there's a lot of, if you look at let's look at fucking, I don't actually know, Kanan. Let's look at Kanan. Like if you take all of his moves and you put them down into just separate, like look at him as like a Mortal Kombat character. Like this is that move, this is that move. He doesn't do a lot of complicated stuff, but if you do it correctly in the right order, you look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, Oh man, you see, that's perfect. Now you've
right?
said that, that's all I want to learn. I just want to learn how to look like Kane and Jarrus, and I'll be a happy boy.
Exactly. Like, I really want to just sit down and go, all right, here's how to do like Ahsoka during the season 3. Like, here's a Shoto, here's a lightsaber, here are her moves. I will have to get in better form and better jumping shape for that, but I'll have to start with like
Also, I
Rebels.
will
No, not
say,
Rebels.
like, there's a lot
Mandalorian.
of reverse grip holding,
Mm-hmm.
and can you do a lot really with that?
Oh, yes.
Can you? See, I always
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that was kind of what I'm like. What can you actually do with reverse grip? I'm
Like,
like,
nothing.
can
Like,
you?
you would never, don't ever use it in like an actual like tournament or fight. Like, reverse grip is the worst thing in the world, basically,
Yeah,
unless
that's
you
what
have
I
like a
figured.
knife.
Yeah.
But for flow purposes and fantasy purposes, you can do a lot. You can do like
Okay.
you can do everything you can do with normal grip. You just have to apply it in the correct way.
Okay.
I'll teach you
So
some when I come over.
no, please. So fun fact, right? You know, I've had a custom saber made. Everybody knows
Hmm?
this, and I had it
Yeah.
then upgraded and whatnot. I'm actually getting a Shoto version of it made.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. I was like, because it's my saber. Obviously, I love Ahsoka, and it's going to be like in my videos. You know, I've got 2 lightsabers. One's going to be my. It's always my one, and the other one will be the Shoto version with it. So I would love to be able to actually do stuff with both at the same time.
That we can definitely do. That we
No.
like, yes. That'll be fun.
Then I better tell Ben to pull his thumb out of his ass and get my Shoto built.
Ben, yeah, it's 4 Sabers.
Yeah. I'm
Available for
like,
purchase, or
huh?
will it be available for purchase, or is it like
No, it's a one-off for just me.
all right. All right.
Maybe if you really wanted it, like some people are special. You're one of them.
If we get the gym okay, we're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so that's the one thing, right? So I had my custom made one, right? So the
Mhm.
story of that is I was at a Comic-Con. I just started learning lightsaber dueling, and we were using simple lightsabers, right? And I was like, I want my own.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there, guy called Sabers in the UK, right? And I sat and I was having a chat with him for ages because he was making custom sabers. And I did this terrible sketch, and I was like, because I can't draw, right? I'm a good designer when it comes to like computer stuff. I can't
You
draw.
can't draw?
No, I can't draw for shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Because I can make all these
That
like
is
logos and everything else. I can't draw for
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
All right.
Like, apparently my mouse hand is really talented. My writing hand, absolute waste of time. So I did this really shit drawing, and he's just like, okay, yeah, I think I can see where you're going. And 3 days later, he sent me back like the rendered version, and I'm like, that's perfect. It's a little bit Luke, it's a little bit Kenobi, it's a little bit here, there, and everywhere. And he built it for me, and it cost me bucks, like it does this custom made. It was single
Custom made.
LED, no sound, fine, you know. Got it, loved it. Got more into the whole collecting and everything else, and that was when I was like, I want to make this even better, because at that point it was just a very, very shiny flashlight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want it more. So I sent it off to Izzy, Sheet Customs, and she did her thing, and it's CFX now, and it's beautiful. Then I noticed on his website, he's essentially selling my design just with an extended grip. And I'm like, that's not okay.
Yeah. That's a little bit. That's yeah, it's not cool.
Like, I'm not going to say anything. Well, unless he watches this video, he does watch my videos from time to time. Because I get it. Like, there are only so many designs you can do that are different than other people, but it's just like, bro, that's my design.
Yeah, yeah, there are only so many, but like
If someone's
yeah, still
commissioned you
shit.
to do something and you've paid money,
Yeah.
it should be a one-off, you know? Or
Agreed.
you talk to me and say, I'll give you a discount on this if I can then sell that design on. That's a different conversation to be had.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people actually in the sound font community. Braden, Phoenix Saber Fonts, he does that. Like, if you want him to make you a custom Saber font, he's like, okay, well, I can make you one for just you, and it will cost you X amount, or just you, and you can share it with friends. It will be this, or you, and I can resell it, and it's obviously the cheapest one, but then he gets, yeah. And so, like, that's totally cool. Like with for mine, he has the rights to it, and I have the font. So if people want it, they can go and buy it from him.
Yeah.
And I think Sam did it where Sam bought the font completely, and Sam sells his font. Again, so that's how you work it out between like artist and customer. But
permissionee.
Yes, permissionee. I like it. But to just go ahead and just be like, I'm just going to use your design. I'm like, dude, that's not cool.
Yeah, it's a bit shady, honestly. That's not
a little bit, just a little bit. I'm like, I'm not too salty because it is different, but the only difference is the
well, yeah. Because technically, yeah, you can say, yeah, it's the hilt's a centimeter longer, so technically it's not the same thing. But yeah, but you know what you did.
yeah, exactly. Just I'll let it go, but somebody else might not.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's why I'm like, Ben, I want Ben to do the Shoto. But that's the other thing with Four Sabers is you can commission them to do one-off hilts for you.
I actually didn't know that. That's never been. I never knew that.
No, he takes commissions. I don't think he does it often because of the amount of time it takes, but he does take commissions, which is good to know.
That is good to know.
There you go. See, your brain's working now as well, isn't it?
Always learning something new when I talk to you. It's always an interesting talk, man. Like,
mate, I've been around a fucking long time, right? I've got stories.
I what was it? The first proper time we like texted together, and like I was just like blown away by just you had stories coming out the wazoo, and that was like the tip of the iceberg. Like, yeah, I met George Lucas. Yeah, I saw Hayden Christensen. Yeah, I went to see like the premierest of premieres of this and that and that. And yeah, I got this signed. I met this person, and I did this once, and I was just like,
you're like, but you just sit in your house. Yeah. Oh, I do now. That's all I do now. When I was younger, I used to go out and do other things because obviously because I worked in films, I got the opportunity to do a lot.
So, what?
Yeah, I worked in film and TV for.
Who are you? What did
13 years.
What did you
do? What did you do?
Producer?
No. Okay, so I did a lot of things. I was kind of jack of all trades. My longest running stint, and it's not that I'm not proud of it, but it's fucking boring, right? I worked in TV for I worked in movies first, and then I moved to TV because I had kids and I wanted something a bit more stable. Because film, obviously, you're here, there, and everywhere. But I worked in TV for the BBC for 8 years, running post production on a TV show called Homes Under the Hammer. It's a terrible show. It's where people buy houses at auction and then do them up and then sell them on afterwards. Awful show. But I run the post production. I was in charge of all the editing, sound design, everything.
Fuck. All right.
Before that, I worked in movies. I worked on Batman Begins, Tomb Raider 2, Willy Wonka.
Wait, as like post production?
No, so, bit of both. So Willy Wonka, I helped in the post production of that, of the special effects editing. So where I actually started my editing. I wanted to be an editor at one point. I worked with a guy called Mark Sanger, and he taught me how to edit, right, on Avid and the whole movie, and he ended up going on to, I mean, he edits everything big now. He edited, even though it's not very good, he edited Jurassic World Dominion, Detective Pikachu, but he won the Oscar for Gravity. He edited Gravity.
Fuck me. Wow.
And he taught me how to edit. You'd think I'd have better editing skills. I don't. But yeah, no, he's who I worked with first. He's the first person I ever worked with in movies, and then I started working on set for Batman Begins.
What did you do?
I'm also in Batman Begins.
What? When? Where? Huh?
I'm in 2 scenes. It's ridiculous. So this is a random story. So my sister-in-law at the time, not my sister-in-law anymore, was a unit nurse, and she used to work on movies.
Yeah.
And she was working on Batman. And she obviously, for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge DC fan, right? I've got a massive Superman tattoo. My eldest son is called Reeve after Christopher Reeve, blah, 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 right?
My sympathies.
Thanks for that. So
not for the kid, not for the. I'm not dissing the name of the kid, just the whole thing going on with DC.
Oh, this whole thing. Sorry. The current DC is shit and awful, but it used to be okay. And so she was just like, "Do you want to come?" Because at the time I was working in like a music store, and I wanted to do something in film. She was like, "Do you want to come to set with me for like a week?" I was like, "Fucking whose dick do I have to suck?" Do you know what I mean? And she's like, "You don't, just be cool." And I'm like, you obviously don't know me that well at all, do you? And so I went to work with her and I just sat quietly, just observing what was going on. And I was there for a week, and it was very cool because obviously every single day the actors would have to come in, check with her, make sure they were good to go. So, you know, you've got Christian Bale, Morgan Freeman, Liam Neeson, Michael Caine, you know, the whole thing. Everybody walking through every day. Gary Oldman, and I'm trying to be cool, man. I'm trying to be fucking cool, but it's really difficult. Because Gary Oldman, I'm like, fucking Gary Oldman, man. Like, it. So, after a couple of weeks, like at first I was only supposed to be there a week. I just started coming every day for like 2 weeks. It was about into my third week. I'd gotten quite friendly with one of the second unit ADs.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was quite funny actually. So at the time I didn't have a job because I was trying to break into everything else. My hair used to be well long, like well long, and my beard had grown out quite a bit, and I looked amazing. And he was just like, "Jim, can I ask a favor?" I was like, "Of course." I'm like, "I'm just sitting here." He's like, "I need some people to be in a scene because we don't have quite enough extras here today. Do you mind being in a scene?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He goes, "Good, because I need a homeless person." I'm like, "You fuck." Like, what? And he's like, "Dude, I'm sorry, but you fit the bill." So I went, and like there's a scene in Batman Begins where Bruce Wayne gives his coat to a homeless guy, and in the back there's another homeless guy like rooting around in the garbage. Yeah, that's me. Right? And then the next day he's like, "We've got another scene I could just do with someone in the crowd." I'm like, "Yeah, fine, no problem at all." So there's another scene. It's all really rainy, and the camera like pans up from the street, and there's loads of people milling about. And there's one dude with a pink umbrella. That's me. Then it pans up to like Batman, right? And so I did that like for a couple of days, and then he was just like, "You're here all the time. Do you want to just give us a hand on set? Because we can always do with the extra hand. Obviously, we'll pay you." And I'm like, "Yeah, all right, sure." Trying to be cool. And I think that was one of the greatest moments of my life, is having my children. In case they hear that, this is the greatest moment of my life, right? I'm sitting there with my sister-in-law one day, and Gary Oldman walks in. Like, I fucking love Gary Oldman. And he was like, "I see you here every day. what are you doing? I'm like, my sister-in-law, I'm trying to break into the industry. I'm just learning how things go whilst being quiet. And he's like, good for you, man. I hope you do well. And I'm like, thanks. Thank you, Gary Oldman. And off he goes, right? And so then Chrissy AD's like, can you just start like moving stuff around? And basically all I was doing was moving bits of the set when we were in like Gotham, and I pushed the Batmobile a lot. That seemed to be like my main job, just moving the Batmobile around, which is pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And so, and one day I'm just stood there, and obviously there's the minute everything starts to film, you can't do anything. You just have to stand around doing jack shit.
Yeah.
Scene with Gary Oldman and Christian Bale, and I'm just being quiet like I'm supposed to. And Gary, call him Gary, starts walking towards me, and he's like Jim, right?
Gary.
I'm like, you know my name. He's like, so are you just working here now? I'm like, I guess so. He's like, nicely done. He was like, good luck, and I hope it goes well for you. And off he went. And I was just like, my life's complete. What more do I need to do now? You know what I mean? I'm like, it's good. So I worked on Batman for 3 months. And then when we finished that, the entire crew picked up and we headed to Wales, where we shot Tomb Raider 2. All the bits in China are Wales, which is really and that's kind of what I did. I did that for another sort of 4 or 5 months. That was horrible because it was all outside. It was Wales. It was cold. It was rainy. But also I got to meet Angelina Jolie, and you know, I used to look after her motorbike for her, and you know, she did me an autograph on my Tomb Raider DVD and stuff, and she gave me a kiss when she left, and it was good times. It was good times. And then yeah, I just kind of, then I was supposed to go on to Black Hawk Down, but they had to, because it was in Morocco, they had to get more like local people on set, and so that then he was just like, Jim, we can't use you on this one, I'm sorry, but if you need anything, just let me know. And that's when I actually started working in post-production properly, and I started working in a post-production house in the center of London, where we did what did we do? We did something with Ewan McGregor in it. I can't remember what it was. Grimm's Fairy Tales. We did that, and a bunch of other jank. And then I left that to go and be on a shitty daytime TV show, because
Homes Under the Hammer is what you went to after all of that.
After all of that,
man.
Because I realized I didn't want to be on set. It was rubbish, because like being on set's fun for the first couple of days, and then you're like, these are long fucking hours. Most of the time you're not doing anything, and then when you are, you have to do everything in one go. And I like the comfort of sitting in a chair, and that's where I wanted to be an editor. So I ran post-production, and then I got so busy doing that, because we were pumping out, like, the show's on, it's still on now, on like every single day. So we're pumping shows out. Like, I think I ended up working on over 900 episodes of it.
Fuck me.
Yeah. So I kind of got out of this rhythm of wanting to be an editor, and I just became a cog in the wheel, because I was running the department. And then I just got to the end where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. It's not what I want to do. It's not where I want to be. Producers in TV, if there's any producers in TV watching, you know this for a fact, that most of them are assholes and seem to think that what we're doing is important. And you're like, bro, we're making crappy daytime TV at best. We're not saving lives. And I ended up having to just leave, because I was like, this is not worth it anymore for me. And one day I walked into my desk, and I sat down, I turned on my computer, and I just went, nope, picked up my bag, walked out, and never went back.
Nicely done. Fuck me.
Yeah. And that's when I started my own business. doing web design for a bit.
Oh, yeah, you living the life, man. That's interesting.
Yeah, I like to do a bunch of different things just because I get bored quickly.
No, I think that's a pretty successful life up until now, at least. Like, just interesting. Like, if anyone listens to your story and it's like, yeah, that's intriguing. That's interesting. Like, that's like, I can't say I'm there yet, but I hope to get there one.
Right, you've got plenty of time though. Like I didn't start in movies until I was. How old are you?
23.
I was 24 when I started in movies.
Yeah. So basically,
before that, I ran like HMV.
Nope.
The music and DVDs, like CDs and DVD store. I ran.
Yeah. All right.
I ran those for years.
Yeah.
Resale.
Damn, all right.
It's horrible.
So my year is next year. I need to prepare for that.
Your year is next year, my friend.
I need to get you to call up some old friends and be like, hey, do you need to hire a professional badass? Just like, can you,
bro? I still know plenty of people.
I just gotta go to the UK and just be like, hi, do you need me to use a sword? Do you need choreography? I'm here to learn.
Dude, I know people. I still know people. I always kept my sort of like my connections there because they're interesting people as well, and it's just like it's cool to be able to sit there and chat with your friend who's an editor that's just finished on Jurassic Park,
I bet.
It's mad. Like these people carried on to do like many better things than I ever did, but
dude, I'm gonna extend my stay over there to like 2 weeks. I'm just gonna stay with you for a week, just listening to stories. Can we just like?
I've got tons of stories. I've got stories.
Just head to the pub. Just stay there for a week.
I mean, I got 20 odd years on you, man. I've got another 20 years worth of stories for you.
Fuck yes.
My life's been interesting for sure. It's very quiet now, like, and I like that. People are like, "Don't you get bored?" I'm like, "Not anymore, not anymore." I did that. I did times of doing like producing my own short films, and like I was in a band for a long time, and I've done all of that. And now I'm like, I like to just sit on my computer and talk about Star Wars now. That's my thing.
Fuck yeah. I mean, fair enough. Like, why the fuck not? You've done everything else.
It's just occurred to me that you're my guest and I've just spoken about myself for like a good 20 minutes. That's horrible.
Dude, I'm not like terrible. You said, you've got much more on me than I could ever bring to this table, man. Like I was coming in here with this was my goal. This was my goal on coming onto here. I don't agree you the first time we met that I need to sit down with you. I need to drag out more of these fucking stories. It took me 2 months, but here we are.
Yeah, but here we are
talking for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. Like I've got more. I've got plenty of stories. But yeah, no, I will happily regale you with some more stories when you're over. We'll
love it.
We just have to go out. Let's just go out. Like go for a few drinks and just ask whatever you want, and I'll give you all the goss on some people.
Hell yeah. Some people.
Some people.
Down for it.
Yeah. I was like, I bet he's fucking livid.
I'm on my phone right now. We're going 4G on my fucking phone. I'm done. This is ridiculous.
That's all right. We'll wrap it up. It's all good, man.
Everything's falling apart on my end, man.
Bless you. It's all good. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
No, you're always welcome. Like we need to be doing more stuff together.
Yeah, we do
for sure. Because you're just a really awesome guy, and I really enjoy chatting to you. And like, I'm glad that we've been able to connect.
Yeah.
It's been dope.
That's what this whole thing is. I think it's what it's about for most of us that are making this content. It's just like we're looking for fellow nerds and geeks and weird people, and it's just we're finding them in droves, and it's amazing.
It is amazing. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you next year. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be so much fun.
So much fun, and hopefully, listen, like we'll figure something out. We'll get you back on the channel on another Jim's Cantina, and maybe like we could do some tutorial stuff together.
Yeah, just let's do it.
That would be a fun video, right?
I'll switch over to my old service provider, and we'll get that set up.
Nice.
We'll do a live teaching gym. I'm down for it. That's
awesome. No, that sounds cool. That sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. Well, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate you. And everybody head over to Stoney Magnum's channel. Make sure you subscribe. Everybody subscribes anyway. But if you don't, you need to, because like you heard what his content's going to be. It's going to be straight fire from here on out. So
I hope so.
No, it is. Everything you put out is quality, and that's the thing. That's the thing. I love it. Like it's awesome. So thank you very much. That's it for Jim's Cantina this episode. Join me next time, where I'm sure I'll have another guest, but no one as awesome as Stoney.
We'll see.
No, for sure. So until next time, don't forget, we are one with the Force, and the Force is with us.